Alright, we had some issues with an Ambient PT sensor. This one sticks out the front of the nacelle. So a couple of different things that can happen depending on the readings is it could just get a lot of grease on the exterior, or just a bad wire bouncing a little bit there. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that this one gets changed out. So first thing we're going to do is remove, make sure we know what wires go where, what wires aren't needed. So that'll help us out in the long run. Go ahead and disconnect everything. So you can see, pulled all the wiring out. Get through the grommets. Pink and gray are not being used. So here we've got brown on one lead, and then the white and green going to a second lead. So PT sensor itself should just unscrew. So, watch it because we do have a nut on the back side. So there's the old equipment. New sensor going in. Have that backup nut on the back. Thread it on there without too much difficulty. Get that back down. There we go. Like I said, we got to get all the wire and grommets back together. Wiring that's not being used through there, through the grommets, gray. We can fit our ferrule terminals back through there. There we go. Everything's going to go back together real nice. And of course, everything's going to go back in there. Start with the ferrules, so since they take a little more room to try and get in there. So the ones that need connecting, these are just laying waste in there. Some more wire to try and put in there. Come on, wire. Good. Wire in there. Twist it on there so you can see everything gonna go together real nice and tight. Feed everything back in. And we want to make sure all the wires make it. Bank. That's going. Wire. Back in. And back together again. So obviously I'll have to come back with a set of bigger pliers and move that in place a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is take the wires that we're not using, and we're going to get those out of the way first. So just a little loop in there. If this is anything else, we would call it a service loop, but we're not going to be using those again. And we want to make sure it doesn't push against any of those terminals because we don't want any false readings being spread. All right. I think we're sitting pretty good on this. Yeah, to get our wiring terminals back together. And it's going to lay right underneath there. I think we're going to move that over to the other side so it's not sticking up so high. There we go. Go ahead and hold the rest of that excess down in there. And we're going to do the same to this side. Back that up just a little bit. Wire down underneath there. Get her nice and tight. And get everything back in the box. Right. So there's several different types of PTs. This is just a 2-wire, and you can have anywhere from 2-wire to a 5-wire, depending on the amount of feedback that you require for your system. Most of the wind turbines are designed from original Danish manufacturers and turbine manufacturers. So they always reference, how tight do you want these? Good and tight. Good and tight. There we go. So it looks like we're in good shape. Got that on the back there. I'll just tighten down that exterior nut and I'll give you a quick show of what it looks like on the other side there. So there's your PT well and sensor on the outside and then the housing on the inside. So here we're looking at the hub itself, and then I'm looking at the wall of the nacelle. So it sits in the area referred to as the spinner area, or spinner plate. All right, that concludes your PT100 installation.